We start with our Treasure Hunters edition with the big play Bengals and the Kansas City Chiefs. So you dug deeper into this one, took a look at the two offenses here. Let's start with the Cincinnati Bengals offense first here, Chris, and we'll start with what I like to call two stats and a lie, because as you often tell me, stats lie, right? You can't just take them for what they are.
Can't always do it.
You can't do it.
No.
So I've got three stats here. One of them is a lie.
Yeah.
And I want you to tell me which one is a lie.
This is always pressure right here.
First one, Joe Burrow has been sacked at the highest rate in the NFL. Second one, Joe Burrow is top 3 in passing yards. Third one, Joe Burrow is top 3 in touchdown passes. Which two are the truth? Which one is the lie?
Wow. Okay. All right. All right. So let me just figure this out. The third one was he's top 3 for touchdown passes. I believe that's true. The second one is, what was the second one?
Top 3 in passing yards.
Ooh, shit.
And the other one has been sacked at the highest rate in the NFL.
I think the first one's a lie.
You are absolutely correct.
Yeah, Joe Burrow ain't getting sacked. He's too good. He's took it into his own hands, and this is where he's amazing, Ahmed. He literally, like, for weeks with no protection was like getting it out quick, dishing it here and there, and then after the game going, protection was great. My offensive line's the best in football. There's not a better offensive line in football. And he just weathered the storm. And here they are, and that's why he's an awesome leader.
So you're right. He has been sacked, though.
Yes.
He has been sacked 34 times. That is 5th most in the NFL. But they also throw the ball quite a bit.
They do.
And so his rate is actually 17th in the NFL right now. Justin Fields' rate is like 13% of dropbacks. He is sacked. Daniel Jones is second. Then you got Russ, Carson Wentz, Stafford, Tannehill, Mariota, Mac Jones, Baker, Davis Mills. You got a lot of quarterbacks.
A lot of quarterbacks. Until
you get to Joe Burrow.
Well, yeah. And then to me, this is one where the credit goes to the quarterback here. It really does. You know, they fixed a lot of these issues, and the O-line's been really good the last 2-3 weeks. But, man, before that, yes, like I was saying, it was him, avoiding pressure, getting the ball at such a quick rate that the pressure couldn't get there even when guys were getting beat. But that's why this is a special player we're talking about.
So
here.
we'll get to Joe Burrow, but let's just start there because you mentioned it, the offensive line.
Right.
They have been better. Noticeably, you took a look at the film. They are noticeably better?
Noticeably better. I mean, and we're seeing here, a little semblance of a run game once again. That's the positive thing. The pass and legit moved Kansas City off the ball in some runs. It's not just like tricks or, sometimes we get end of the game and you go, whoa, the team rushed for some good stats. And then you're like, oh, well, it was a scramble and a reverse, and that led to the rushing stats, right? No, traditional run game was real. You could see it. They're firing off the ball. The pass protection is mind-blowing. And off of that, the transformation Lyle Collins has made from earlier in the year, because I at one point in the year is going, it's over. Like, he can't play anymore. I don't know. It's like he doesn't even know what to do. Now he's a force, and across the board has gotten much better. And the guy we're going to single out, I want to single out why we're in this conversation, this is why you're leading me down this road here, is the right guard. The right guard, first off, Alex Kappa, the free agent signing from Tampa Bay, he was noticeable in this game because he's one of the only people I've seen that was not overwhelmed or totally outmatched by Chris Jones man-to-man. It's the least I've talked about or written about Chris Jones in a game playing where we watched the Chiefs on film the whole year. So credit to the whole interior part of the offensive line. But Kappa especially has a rare combination of being big and powerful enough to handle Chris Jones. And Chris Jones, usually when guys are big and powerful enough to handle him, then they don't have enough quickness to handle his speed. That's where he's a special player. But Kappa, just enough athleticism to hang in that department too. And, yeah, he deserves a shout-out in this one.
Chris Jones only had 5 tackles in the game, no sacks, no quarterback hits. Nope. But if you go over there at Pro Football Focus, they did give him the second highest grade, mainly because of his run defense, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, he's never – like bad, this is when we're talking Chris Jones, we're kind of just talking about, wait, did he totally the game up, or did he just have a good game? And this was just a good game. And then that's where he is amazing. We're used to seeing him, and especially Kansas City on the defense, make those 4 or 5 plays every game where, yeah, they let up some points and some yards, but you can just count on him making a play somewhere, whether that's a batted pass in the air and it gets intercepted, or a strip sack, or him stripping somebody, a runner going through the hole, and none of that happened in this football game.
All right, so let's go to Joe Burrow now, the quarterback leading the charge here, and it was on Football Night in America. I heard you for the first time. You said, Joe Burrow's got to be in the MVP talk.
Yes.
And then you said it, and guess what? Now I'm starting to read
You're seeing everywhere a little bit?
Everywhere else. Yeah, like,
right,
hey,
right.
Joe Burrow, he should be there. Well, and I just mentioned the 2 stats that were truthful. He's second in passing touchdowns to Mahomes.
Yes.
He is second in passing yards, and you wrote in your notes after taking a closer look at the film that he is officially on the level of Mahomes and Allen.
Yes. Yeah, and I don't take that lightly, but it's official after the last 3-4 weeks of football. I mean, again, he was playing good before that, but we've gotten to another level of, for lack of a cheat code. It's cheat code. It's almost nothing you can do to really stop him anymore. You might contain him. You win a few battles here and there, but it's just he has an answer for everything. His physical gifts have an answer for everything. He's a little different from Mahomes and Allen, where he doesn't do it maybe as much with the natural ability at times, but his natural feel for the game and his instincts are every bit up there with it. And then he plays it more from a traditional standpoint, but there's just no weakness to his game. And then it's just no defense can really confuse him. You can't fluster him with the pass rush. He can escape the pass rush and run. He can move in the pocket and run. He can make wow-level throws. He can make great touch, precision, accuracy throws. It's everything there. And yes, for me, that he is officially on their level.
So did the Kansas City Chiefs do enough to try to confuse Joe Burrow?
That's the big question, right? And I think that's the thing where, going forward, if they play again, they gotta change their approach a little bit. I think that's official.
The Chiefs do.
The Chiefs do on the defensive side of the ball. Now, Kansas City matches up well with them. We always talk about that. Every team has their kryptonite. This might be Kansas City's kryptonite, this football team right here, for a lot of different reasons. And, Kansas City, traditionally, they like to be aggressive and play man-to-man and maybe blitz a guy, or not blitz, but play the extra guy in the middle for crossers, but in your face, and we're going to make you separate or throw the ball into a tight window, right? Joe Burrow, as we talk about every week, loves that, right? We're always like, all he does is you're one-on-one. Okay, here comes Jamar Chase or T. Higgins, right? He's always looking for that. So that's bad for Kansas City. He has no problem throwing the ball into tight windows to covered receivers that way, right? Then you get into Kansas City is an amazing disguise team, but for the most part, they have all these crazy ways of disguising. You think, it might be man, it might be blitz, it might be man. Oh, boom, they get out. It's cover 2. It's Tampa 2. Oh, whoa, that's a cool way to get to cover 2. But at the end of the day, it always ends up in some sort of cover 2. And to me, that is where it's just not enough for a guy like Burrow. It's like if you did that to Allen or Mahomes, the same thing. It's just not enough. You can't just think, oh, wait, you're not sure what we are at the snap, but as soon as you snap it, okay, we got to it. And gosh, it's one of those 2 or 3 things we call every play, right? That's what I'm trying to say. So they got comfortable with it, and so it became a game of, wait, is it blitz? Is it man blitz or just regular man? And then, it's some crazy disguise, and it goes to Tampa 2 most of the times, or some version of 2. And my point with that, too, is, 1, it's not enough to trick Joe Burrow. 2, for the most part, with cover 2 defenses, anything with a 2-deep safety, right? There's even the variations. One's a Tampa 2, one's a 2-man, one's a cover 2 where the middle linebacker doesn't drop down the middle like Tampa 2. There's still about 15 plays, 20 plays that work for all those coverages. Even though there's a little nuance in the difference of cover 2, you're not going to be wrong if you call this list of plays that I'd love to tell everybody about one day, right? And that's where they got to. So, wait, if it's blitz or man, I'll find my one-on-one matchup, but we'll call something for one of their versions of cover 2, and just about all versions of cover 2, one of these guys is going to be open over here. And that, to me, was definitely something that jumped out about the football game a little bit. It's just, they're going to need a little more variation of things the next time around.
Can they do that?
I think they can. Yes, they can. I've seen Spags bring out coverages that, like we've talked about with McDermott, or even when we'll talk about with Lou Anarumo on the Bengals here, where when he was with the Giants back in the day, where I'd go, I don't know what coverage this is, but they're all over people, and it's just right. I think they have a younger team. They're talented. I don't think they wanted or had to take some of those chances. Maybe not in that part of the playbook with some of these young corners and guys like that. But I think if they want to beat Mahomes or Burrow or Josh Allen in the playoffs, I think it's something they're going to have to slowly infuse in their defense here.
One more point about the Bengals offense here, and you've been critical in the past about the simple route tree of some of the receivers there, and maybe the movement, not as much of it pre-snap.
Yeah.
You've said you've seen a little bit more of it here the past few
definitely.
weeks, and you did see a little bit more in the red zone and on third downs, correct?
Yeah.
In this game?
Yeah, definitely. Third down, red zone, both sides of the ball, they're special that way, right? And, they get down there and they find little creative ways to find ways to get their guys the balls in big moments. And they definitely, compared to the first 3 or 4 weeks, have a more variety of formations. There is pre-snap movement. I still would love to see more, right? But it's still a point now where at least it's appeasing me. Is that what I want to say?
You've been appeased.
I've been appeased, right?
You were angry.
Yeah.
You were yelling at them.
So where I don't go, oh, this is so annoying. This is so, they're in that formation. Oh, they're in that formation.
Yeah,
that's where it has improved.
It's a little annoying.
Now, the Chiefs, for that matter, they had some moments in this game where they didn't play in that formula. Early on, they played on defense when the Bengals went down the score the first 2 drives. They kind of tried to play the disguise, cover 2, we won't give up the big play, do any of that. And he just picks you apart. Their offense is good. Like I've said, it's got all the good base core plays. I wish there was more wow. But between that, them being able to run the ball, Kansas City was dying a slow death. And then we got into late in the second, or after those 2 touchdown drives, and I think Spagnuolo was like, all right, he's just going to pick us apart. We got to take some calculated risk, play some man here, do some of that, take a chance on third down to what you're saying where, they stopped the Bengals on one of the field goal drives. They play man-to-man, no safety in the middle of the field, and they doubled Kelsey. Or no, I'm thinking the other way around here. Wait, what was it? Yeah, they did some of that. They did. I got them flipped here because there's intricate things. Spagnuolo and the Chiefs did some things where, hey, let's double Chase or Higgins here on a third down from the 18.
Right.
But I think there's got to be more of that infused, not against all teams, but just if they play the Bengals again, they gotta flirt with that stuff a little more. Thanks for watching, homies. Hit subscribe to see all my Unbuttoned videos. You get to see me, Ahmed Fareed, all the big player breakdowns, game breakdowns, player interviews, and my film analysis. So please subscribe. Chris Simms Unbuttoned. Peace out.